job has changed significantly over the last 2 or 3 years. The major threats to our job, our trade, is the competition, without a shadow of a doubt. Unregulated competition in particular, and exploitative companies like Uber.
We believe that the cab driver needed a voice, really. No one was speaking on their behalf, nobody was listening, and we thought the only way we can get them to listen was getting the voice of the cab driver out there.
We're not part of the Mayor's transport strategy. TfL are licensing private hire, unlimited access to our work, and they're touting our work off the streets. It's not just done on apps. So we are being robbed, really, of our trade.
SOS Silence of Suicide were approached by Chris, Sean and Matt, who are themselves black cab drivers in London, and they quickly made us aware as to the extent of the psychological well-being issues that were facing these drivers.
Mental health is a really difficult subject for the taxi industry, the taxi and private hire industry actually.
This issue affects taxi drivers more than any other profession, because if doing this job, if you're taking medication, you could lose your licence.
TfL, the regulator, has a duty of care, and as far as I'm concerned, there is a dereliction of that duty of care to uphold the standards and uphold the well-being of the driver.
TfL and the Mayor don't want to involve themselves in any mental health discussion with us, because they don't want the responsibility of dealing with the problems that they are causing.
TfL are not doing anywhere near as much as they could be. They seem to be brushing it under the carpet from what I can see.
Most stress, in my experience, comes from a feeling of helplessness, from the idea that you can't do anything about your circumstances. And I think that's the situation that the cab trade is moving towards, where they feel that they have an unsympathetic regulator who's changing the parameters within which they work, and yet isn't listening, and there's nothing that the drivers can do about it.
It will get worse. You've only got to look at other cities around the world. We're talking about taxi drivers have taken their lives. And does the Mayor of London or Transport for London want to actually see that part of their policies moving forward would have had an effect on a taxi driver considering ending their own life? I'd like to think we're not at that point yet.
And I think they need to be speaking up for our great service, not slating us at every opportunity for driving vehicles that they've regulated and mandated.
Instead of implementing stuff, listen to our arguments and our grievances first, and see if we can come to some sort of compromise where it works for everyone involved.
What it comes down to is just doing the right thing. If people are struggling because of the rules and regulations you're imposing on them, the least you can do is help them out.